Hi guys and welcome to the Nouveau Riche Podcast. We're back at it. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you're new, if this is your first time listening to the show, we are a non-fiction, non-bullshit podcast. We interview interesting entrepreneurs, influencers, successful entrepreneurs and influencers, and we get the biggest lessons from books. And I was talking with a buddy the other day and he told me like you can't be a book podcast if you don't have Rich Dad Poor Dad on it. And he's absolutely right. So we're going straight into that today. Yeah, it's like it says in the introduction of the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad is a starting point for anyone looking to gain control of their financial future. And it's fucking true. Everything about this book, the first time I read it, it's like 1 year ago, I think. Yeah, 331. Damn, that was I was reading this, and every page I flipped, there was a new lesson in it. Super dope book. Definitely go do more research on this book. The main content are 6 lessons, and we're gonna just jump right into the first one. Lesson one: the rich don't work for money. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. So the book starts with Robert, the author of the book, Robert Kiyosaki, who asks his dad how to make money. But his dad can't help him because he doesn't get his shit right. So he sends him to Robert's buddy, Mike's dad, who's a successful entrepreneur. And Mike's dad makes him work for like almost nothing. Didn't treat him with respect, just makes him do bullshit work. So Robert goes to him to confront him and tell him like, you are a cheap motherfucker. You shouldn't be a boss of people. This is not how you deal with people. Then, like as charismatic as he is, Mike's dad is like, all right, I understand how you feel, but I disagree with you. When you're not learning how, when you're not gonna learn how money works, you will feel this way all of your life. You will work for people all of your life, and that's like the breakthrough moment for Robert. So it goes on by talking about how emotions keep people poor. It's like fear of having no money keeps people working at a job they hate. What I mean, like that's the main thing why people don't start their own businesses or whatever. Just think, oh well, I don't have money, I can't do shit. That's it keeps them at the job they hate. Once they get a little money though, they spend it on stupid shit because greed kicks in, and it gets them in the rat race. Fear of not making money, making a little money as a consequence of that. Greed kicks in by bullshit people by bullshit things. I say bullshit people so much, it's just a buzzword for me. Bullshit things, and that's like the red race, just working for shit and you can't pay for it, so you go even work harder, but there's a limited amount of hours. So that's not the position you want to be in, but that's what's gonna happen when you don't know how money works. Like a job is like in fact a short-term solution to a long-term problem. That's how it is. So the thing Mike's dad is trying to learn Robert here is that you shouldn't be having to work for money. This is the reason why like e-commerce is taking over right now. Because when you have a Shopify store, for example, you don't have to be present in that store. You have your money work for you. You spend your money on Facebook ads. You're automating your business. You can be in bed or watching Netflix or whatever, and your money is working for you. It gets customers to your store and it makes you money. So that's the main focus of the first lesson. You shouldn't be working for your money. Your money should be working for you. You should automate your business. So the second lesson, it goes on, but it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So what I'm about to say, it's real right here. This is, in fact, the only thing you really need to know about money. There are 2 things in life: assets and liabilities. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that pulls money out of your pocket. If you want to be rich, buy assets. If you want to be poor, buy liabilities. That's how easy it is. So, all right, like a middle class person who has income from a job. Just they work 40 hours a week. They have income from that job. The money goes to the liabilities they have and it's gone. A wealthy person has income from their assets, not from their income, but from their assets. And that's just a thing. Look, a car loan or a mortgage or a Netflix subscription, It's all a liability because it doesn't put money in your pocket, it pulls it out of your pocket. Real estate or dividend from stock or whatever, or I don't know, something that an asset, go do research on assets, but something like that that pulls money in your pocket. You invest in it and it pulls money in your pocket. That's an asset. That's how simple it is. Once you have like 1 million invested in real estate with a 8% ROI every year or something like that, that's 80,000 a year. Most people don't make that. You can do whatever you want without having to work like 1 second a year because it's all automated, and that's how money works. So yeah, this is like the reason why most people who win the lottery, by the way, go bankrupt in like 3 years because they keep on buying liabilities instead of assets. They keep on buying a bigger car, a bigger house. They get more kids or whatever. All liability. It doesn't put money in your pocket. You understand? You can be for the guys who are like, well, then I can never ever buy something I like. You can buy that Lambo, of course, if you go think about it. Like, all right, what's a lease on a Lamborghini Aventador? 6.5 grand a month, something like that. You can buy that if your assets pay for it. So let's say you're making 10 grand a month from your assets, passive income, that's the definition, passive income, then you can buy that. Then you still have 3,500 in steady income a month in assets. So you buy liabilities. If you can pay for them, buy your assets. That's how it works. That's how money works. Lesson 3. The rich focus on their asset column, or everyone else focus on their income statements. So like too many people spend their lives like minding someone else's business and making them rich, working for a boss. Minding your own business doesn't mean like starting a business, starting a company. It means that you need to focus on your asset column instead of your income column. When your work is like being alright, you work as a vlogger, alright? As a fucking vlogger. Imagine your arm falling off out of a sudden. You don't have income anymore. But when you, like I said, have that million or whatever, like 100 grand also, right? You have that invested, you have still money coming in. So you can expand and expand, but if income, you can't be like stuck on income. Because income depends on you. And that can be the case. You should be like, if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. But if you don't go look at your real estate every day, you do get paid. Because that's what passive income is. Or stocks, like I said, or startups, or whatever you want. All assets. That's what you want. So for the people who think like, I'm not an entrepreneur, I don't ever want to start a company, that's too much stress, but I do want to get rich. Buy assets. Just buy assets. You can still become wealthy. Yeah, keep your daytime job, do what you want. But instead of buying liabilities and AirPods and bullshit McDonald's food, buy assets. Get your money right. I want to show you right here. I like 6 months ago, I had a chance. I don't know. Yeah, it focuses. I had a chance to talk to Grant Cardone. I asked him, "What would you do if you were 15?" He said, "I would focus on getting my money right," and that's exactly what we're doing right here. Buy assets. Don't focus on liabilities. You need to know what assets are. You need to know what liabilities are, and that's how simple it is. Why isn't everyone rich? If you think about it, it's kind of simple. Another good example, right here. Any 18-year-old guy I know, he has vending machines. Those things with Coke in it, you know? He has like 250 of those vending machines all around the US. The guy makes bank. It's like cheap. Those things are a few $1,000s, something like that. And that's an asset. Alright. Lesson 4. It goes a little about the history of taxes and the power of corporations. So like I don't want to spend too much time on this subject. It's kind of confusing, and I don't want to get people off here because there's so much more good shit to come. But the main thing you need to take away from this chapter is that taxes are a bitch, and like all bitches, you should be avoiding them. So what you need to do, there are like the rich have a few tricks on how to avoid taxes. Not like the legal way, but the legal way. There are like things in the in the law that get you around the taxes. Originally, taxes were invented to get like as a Robin Hood thingy to get money from the rich to the poor, but you shouldn't be messing with the wealth. That's not how it works. Rich people will always find a way around that. So what does it say? Like to make a long story short, start a corporation and it lets you spend money before paying taxes. So a normal person gets their income, pays taxes, and spends what's left. But the person with a corporation, that's just one of the tricks, gets their money from their assets, spends it on the shit they want, and after that, pay taxes. So instead of, you see where I'm going right here? Expenses and taxes, taxes and expenses. That's one of the tricks. But these are the things you will get into this when you eventually make money. But that's a thing you need to take away from this. We're going fast with this. Whew. Whew. Lesson 5. The rich invent money. So it says it right here. The more you develop your financial intelligence, the more opportunities will be handed to you. Like take this for example. I need to say this right. The market is terrible, for example, and a house that's worth 200 grand is on the market for 75 with a 75 down payment. Use your marketing skills, like to advertise that house properly, and you can sell that property for 150. You pay off your 67 500, and you're left with your 82 500 minus this 75 down payment is 75 in just a few hours. I don't know if that's confusing. I think it is. But you need what I just said, you need to go and understand that. You need to get your financial intelligence right. Because otherwise you will be stuck in the rat race forever. So like this is literally how the rich create money. I'm not gonna go over that formula once again, but a guy has 7,500 and now he has 75,000. That's how the rich invent money. I want to make this clear. You don't have to start a company or a business or a legitimate unicorn, whatever business. You just need to focus on your assets. That's how simple it is. All the Shopify gurus right now, that's all income. Once they have that income, there are two things you can do. One, you spend it on Gucci. Two, you spend it on assets. Most of the guys spend it on Gucci. And Gucci is not gonna do anything for you. Because guess what? Gucci is a liability. It doesn't put money in your pocket. So that's it. You can make as much income as you want, but it is about the assets. I don't want to advertise this or something, because I don't get paid for this. But I think I'm gonna do this. Grant Cardone, we all know Grant Cardone. He has what is called Cardone Capital. You don't have to go out and search for the deals yourself. Just invest with this guy, and he pays you 5% every year of the money you invested. Go do research on it. But that's the thing, like it's super easy to make money that way. That's an asset. You can start with $5,000. It's super easy. I don't mean like you can do all this yourself, and you should do it yourself because you can make much more money if you do it yourself. But that's just the easy thing. So go do research on that. Get your financial intelligence right. And lesson 6, the last one. Work to learn and don't work for the money. So in the last chapter, Robert, he talks about skills. And skills are great assets. The advantage you have right now, because the podcast is 15 to 25. The advantage we have is that we have lots and lots and lots of time. Your parents don't have that much time, but we do. So what we should be doing right now is developing assets. Maybe you're making $200 or $300 a month. You're like, all right, I can't find an asset that's um right. It's all too expensive. Well, then invest in your mind, because that's an asset. Skills are an asset. All right. So like, get your sales skills, your marketing skills, your communication skills. Get them right. Focus on that right now. In the Enya Fusella, the motherfucking CEO podcast, in his last episode, he talks about this. You can't have holes in your bucket. You need to get your skills right. When you have a bucket, water is coming in, you have a little hole, it's gonna go down. It's gonna go all out of your bucket. If you have all your skills right, you know what you need to know, then water is not gonna leak out. So get your skills right. That's the advantage we have right now. This is the practical thing. I know I talk a lot about all the things in the books, and you're most of the time, you guys are probably like, what can I do with this? I don't know where to start. Well, start right here. Focus on your skills, because a skill is an asset. That's the thing. That's the thing. Get your right here. Sales, marketing, communication. Get those right. That's the thing. Next week, I will be dropping an episode on 10 ways to make money in 2019. Go check that out if you want more practical stuff. That's it. That's what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you guys took something away from this. I think you guys did. Of course, I'll be giving it away. I got the ebook version. I got it for you guys. Go to my Instagram at LuckyQuinn3. Send me a DM, comment on one of my posts, whatever you want, and you'll be automatically in for the race. This Wednesday, I'll be giving it to one of you guys. Yeah, thanks again. Enjoy your day. Destroy it. See you next time.